So now we are on question 4.4. So question 4.4, it says a motorist car sees an obstacle. It sees an obstacle on the road ahead when he is at position 1 is indicated. Position 1 is indicated in the diagram, below, right? Position 1 is x meters away from the obstacle. So position 1 is x meters away from the obstacle. He sounds car water, right, while at position 1 and receives an echo 3 seconds later, at position 2. The distance between position 1 and 2 is 300 meters, right? The distance between position 1 and 2 is 300 meters. So this is the, let's say this is the car, right? So this is position 1, right? So you're saying the distance between this point and that point, right? Alright, so this is the car now at position 2. Alright, so I think the distance between this and these two positions, I think is 300 meters. So this is position 2. Alright, then this is the obstacle. So we are given change in time equals to 3 seconds. Right, so this is the obstacle, like that. Then the question says, so let's write the question. The question goes on to say, if the speed the question says, if the speed of sound in A is 340 meters per second, right, show by calculation that the distance between position 2 and the obstacle is 360 meters. So that's the question. Show by means of calculation that the distance between position 2 and the obstacle is 360 meters, right? So we're saying now the distance, the total distance traveled by sound, the total distance traveled by sound, right? So D, so we're going to say total distance, right, traveled by sound. We say it is equal to the speed times the time taken. So the speed is the one that you are given, 340 meters per second, times the time. So time we were given 35 seconds, right? So that means if we multiply those two, we must get 1020 meters. That's the distance, right? So now we want to see the distance from position 2 to the obstacle, right? So we can say distance from position 2 to the obstacle, which we are asked to prove that it is equal to 360 meters, right? So we're going to say now D. So if we say D plus 300 meters plus D must give us the total distance, which is 1020 meters, right? Because remember, the distance between position 1 and position 2 is 300 meters, right? So we now want to know the distance between position 2 and the obstacle, which we are asked to prove that it is equal to 360 meters. So I'm going to say D, right, plus 300 meters. 300 meters is the distance between position 1 and position 2. D is the distance between position 1 and the obstacle, and D is equals to the position 2 and the obstacle, right? We equate it to the total distance, which is 1020 meters, right? If we expand this bracket, we're going to remain with D plus 300 plus D must give us 1020 meters, right? If we collect the like terms, D plus D, we get 2D. So let's say 2D plus 300 equals to 1020, right? Then we say 2D equals to 1020 minus 300. 2D equals to. So now let's subtract those two. So minus 300, so that's 0, right? 2, right? This will give us 7. This is 0, so it will give us 720. So 2D equals to 720. Therefore, we're saying 2D equals 720. Therefore, what about D? We divide both sides by 2. That means D equals to 360. This is what the question is asking us. So we can say proved or shown. We have shown that the distance between position 2 and the obstacle is 360 meters. That's what the question was asking us to do. So this brings us to the end of question number 4.